Okay, we're on the bottom of Nun Hayam and Beis of the Mishnah. Hamegadev eno chayev achi yifresh Hashem. Person who curses God, blasphemer, is not chayev until he actually is mefurash the shame. As Rashi says, if somebody else mentions it, and somebody doesn't curse God, somebody mentions the name of God, and he curses it, oh, that name should be cursed, that's not considered. He needs to literally mention the name, and he needs to curse it. Amir Yeshua ben Karcha, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha says, B'chol yom, donin es ha'edim b'kinoi, yake yosi es yosi. Yosi is for God's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. So they weren't actually going to say it. When they were going through the court case, and they were checking out the edim, they didn't say, what did that guy say? So they said, did he say yake yosi es yosi? They didn't want to say Hashem's name. And the edim would say, yes. However, you can't convict the guy unless you actually testify to what he said exactly. Therefore, nigmar hadin, once they want to actually convict him, lohorgin b'kino yalamotzin kolodem l'chutz. Now when they want to kill him, so they said he actually did it, but now they need to literally mention exactly what he said. And therefore, nigmar din lohorgin b'kino yalamotzin kol adam l'chutz. They bring everybody outside. Sholin es hagadol shebeinehen v'omer lo. So they ask the biggest one of the edim, and they say to him, Emor masha shamata beferish. What did you hear? V'hu omer. And he says exactly what was said, but we don't want anybody else there to hear it again because we don't want to have a chil Hashem. So he says exactly what he heard. The other edim hear it. The dayanin need to tear their shirts and they can never go ahead and fix them in their life, similar to ripping kriya for a parent. And the sheni says, I am as well. And the shlishi says, I am as well. So therefore you have the one who says it, and the two and the three go ahead and they say, that's what I heard, and therefore only one person is actually repeating the curse of Hashem. Zok the Gemara, Tanachi Varech Shem B'Shem. Not only are you chayav for cursing God, you have to curse God with God's name. What does that mean? Minha immediately, where do we see this? Amar Shmuel, to Amar Kra, V'nokev Shem, B'nokfo Shem Yumas. It says, V'nokev Shem Hashem Mos Yumas. If a person is Nokev Shem Hashem, which we're learning as cursing God, you're going to die. Ragom Yergemubo Kolaida. You go ahead and you give him skila, Keger Kezrach. B'nokfo Shem Yumas. It repeats B'nokfo Shem at the end. So it needs to be Shem B'Shem. What does it mean, Shem B'Shem? Like we said, Yake Yosi Es Yosi. It can't just be I curse God. God should hit God. You need to mention God's name twice. That's how you curse. So again, it's Xeris HaKasav. What the reasoning is, one can venture to say, well, if you only say it once, then maybe you didn't really mean it. Again, it's Xeris HaKasav. Torah says twice, Benak for shame, and therefore it needs to be Yakeh, Yud Kei Vav Kei Es, Yud Kei Vav Kei, etc. Again, Yosi is just an example. But that's V'nokev Shem, Benak for shame, you must. That's where you see it has to be Shem B'Shem. The name of God curses the name of God. How do you know, though, that this nokev, when it says v'nokev Shem Hashem, we're taking it for granted that v'nokev Shem Hashem means that you're cursing the name of Hashem. How do you know that the nokev Shem Hashem, the word nokev, we don't say chil el Shem Hashem. How do you know that the word nokev means that you're going ahead and you are cursing the name of God? Says the Gemara, nokev lishna debruchehu, dichtiv, like it says, ma'akov lo kavael, by Bilam Arasha, I can curse God. And if the means cursing, you have to have a warning as well. V'yasharase mehacha, and the warning is Elohim lo tikalel. That's the warning. Maybe that's not what it's going on here. Maybe over here when it says v'nokev, it's not talking about the definition of nokev like ma'ekov lo kavael. And maybe it's not from the warning of Elohim lo tikalel. Ve'ema, maybe it means mivrasu. Maybe it means you're piercing God's name. Dichsiv vayikov chor bidalto. V'yasharase mehacha v'avadatem et shemam. They get rid of the name of their gods. Don't do it to your God. So what's going on over here? So we're suggesting maybe when it says V'nokev Shem Hashem Mos Yumas that you're going to put somebody to death, it's not for cursing God's name. It's for going ahead and taking a knife or something and stabbing God's name. Just like you see over there, that the word Vayikov means to stab. Where would there be an ashara that you can't stab God's name? When it says Lo tasun kein l'Hashem Elokechem, don't do the following to Hashem your God. What did they do that you shouldn't do? They were ibadatem et shemam. They ruined God's name. They got rid of God's name. I.e., For you, it means stabbing God's name. Says Gemara, Ba'ina Shem B'Shem Beleka. The problem is we just said that V'nokev Shem Hashem Osimas needs to be Shem B'Shem. You curse God's name with God's name. How do you stab God's name with God's name? So maybe it means you take God's name. Again, you really have to go out of your way to do this. You say Yud Kei Vav Kei, you put another Yud Kei Vav Kei underneath, you take a knife and you stab both of them together. That's Shem B'Shem. Says Gemara, that's not Shem B'Shem. Hahu Nokev V'chozer V'nokefu. That's going ahead and stabbing one name and then the knife stabbing another name. It happens within 0.111 seconds or 0.001 seconds of each other, but Lamais, it's still two separate stabbings of God's name. It's not God's name stabbing God's name. Again, you really are lahachis. What do? You write God's name on the knife and then you stab God's name with the knife. Therefore, you have God's name stabbing God's name. No, it's still at the end of the day, you can't write God's name on the edge of the sword. It's the edge of the sword that's stabbing God's name. And then, what you wrote, God's name on the left, that went through the other part of God's name. But at the end of the day, it's the edge of the sword that's actually stabbing. Okay. Ema prushe shmehu. So maybe it's not stabbing. Okay, fine. We've established that. But maybe v'nokev Shem Hashem means that you actually go ahead and you, with your mouth, say the entire name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The whole discussion we're not going to get into in the Rishonim, what names are we talking about, which exact names, but let's say it means that you literally spell out the entire name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you say out the full thing that you're not supposed to say, whether it's Yud Kei Vav Kei, the way that it's written, not the way that it's pronounced, etc., etc. So maybe it means that you're actually being meforesh the shame. Shema mefurash. You're actually saying the name. It's from Moshe and Aaron took it. It wasn't the people who cursed the Shemot. It's the people that went ahead and they mentioned B'mefurash Shem Hashem. Where would the ashara be for mentioning? Because again, this would be the onesh v'nokev Shem Hashem mosimas. Where would the ashara be? You need to fear God. So the Gemara says there's two problems. If you're talking about mentioning the Shem HaMefurash, so where do you see Shem b'Shem? How do you mention the name of Hashem within the name of Hashem? And also, you wouldn't have as an ashara for that, because at the end of the day, that's a negative. That's Hashem Elokecha Tira. That's a asay. In order to be warned, it has to say, don't do the following. You can't say you have to positively fear God. Therefore, you cannot get, again, doesn't mean that's not usher, but you can't get the death penalty for going ahead and doing that. Says the Gemara, V'iba Yisema. That's one way. So right now, we've rejected the other possibilities, and now we have a source that we know that V'nokev Shem Hashem means to curse God, like it says, Ma'akov lo kava el, and the asar is Elohim lo sekalel. Says the Gemara, V'iba Yisema. Or you could say that you don't even need those. Amar Kra Vayikov Vayikalel. Another, again, this is not the Asar. The Asar we have, but maybe there's another source. Instead of Bila Ma'akov L'Kavel, maybe there's another source that Kava Vayikov means to curse. Because it says Vayikov Vayikalel. L'memra Dinokev Klalu. That means that it's a Klalu. V'dil Ma Da'avitarvayu. Maybe when it says Vayikov Vayikalel, it's two separate things. And it's saying that you're not going to be Chayiv till you do both. Vayikov, which could be maybe saying the Shema Meforash, and Vayikalel. Again, even though we rejected it, we're trying to bring another proof that Vayikov needs to be Klala. Maybe Vayikov means something else, and Vayikalel is something else. And it says Vayikov, Vayikalel means you have to do two different acts in order to be Chayiv here. Says the Gemara, Lo Salkadaitach, because it says Hotseas HaMekalel, Velo Kesiv Hotseas HaNokev HaMekalel. It says Vayikov, Vayikalel. That he was Mekalel and he was Vayikov. So we said maybe it's two separate things. But afterwards it says that they took out the Mekalel. It doesn't say that they took out the Nokev and the Mekalel, the one who did both, because it's one and the same. Shma mina chadahi. Therefore you see it's one. When it says Vayikov, it means Vayikalel. And again, we have two different sources now. Ma'akov lo kava el is one, and Vayikov, Vayikalel is two. But both of them show us that when it says V'nokev Shem Hashem, it means to curse God. It needs to be Shem Hashem, Bishem Hashem. But if you do that, what's the death penalty? The onish is, as it says in the pasuk, Mos Yumas Ragom Yirgemubo Kol Ha'ida. Zok the Gemara. Tani Rabbanan. Ish. There's another pasuk that says, Ish Ish Ki Yikalel Elokav V'nasach Eto. I want to figure out exactly what this is coming to add. He's going to be Nasach Eto. What does that mean? And what's this coming to add? Zok the Gemara. Ish ma Talmud lomar ish ish. Why does it say the word ish ish twice? The Rabbo says ovdei kochavim shemusarin abirchos Hashem ki Yisrael. V'nokev Shem Hashem osimas. That's talking about a Jew who goes ahead and curses God. Ish is Larabos in the other pasuk, Ki Kalel v'nasacheto, that's Larabos, a non-Jew. Eina neragin ela b'saif, as opposed to them, v'nasacheto, where it says v'nasacheto, as opposed to a Jew is going to get skila for cursing Hashem's name, a non-Jew is going to get saif. Shekol misa mura b'vinin noach, ein ela b'saif, because when they get killed, which is more often, quote unquote, they get killed b'saif. V'ha mehacha nafka, we learn from here, mehasam nafka. How do you learn from Ish Ki Yakala? You have another pasuk to teach us b'nei Noach. It says, Hashem zu birchas Hashem. We know, as we'll see on the next daf, Vayitzav Hashem Elokim al hadam le'mor mikol eitz hagan achol tochel. So we learn on the next daf that when it says the word Vayitzav Hashem, the word Hashem was that they commanded Adam, who was really b'nei Noach. There's a whole discussion which part of the 7 b'nei Noach went to Adam. But L'maiseh, Adam was still B'nai Noach. So Vayitzav Hashem, it learns that Hashem means that B'nai Noach, i.e. Adam, and then B'nai Noach were commanded not to curse Hashem's name. So what do you mean that Ish Ki Kalel is a warning that they can't curse? It says Vayitzav Hashem Lakim that they can't curse. Amar V'yitzach Nafcha, Lo Nitzucha Elo L'Ribusa HaKinuyin Ve'aliba de Rabbi Meir. It's interesting because I would have, if I was writing the Gemara, which I didn't, but if I was writing, I would have said, well, Ish Ki Kalel Kavna Sacheto, that's the punishment. Vayitzav Hashem Elokim is the warning, but seemingly the Gemara seems to be learning that maybe an Ovei Kochav doesn't even need the warning. I don't know. That's interesting. It could be that they just need the Onesh, because otherwise you could say Vayitzav Hashem Elokim is the warning, and the V'nasach Eto Ish Ki Kalel is the punishment. But the Gemara doesn't suggest that. The Gemara suggested no. Lo nitzucha elo l'ribusa hakinuyin v'aliba de Rabbi Meir. No. Vayitzav Hashem Elokim. That means Bnei Noach is warned not to curse HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the Shem HaMiyuchad, with the regular name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Again, discussion what exactly that name is. Then we say, what's Ish Ki Kalel? That includes non-Jews. What is that including? Even if they curse them with one of his other names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they're going to be chayiv as well. That's called a kinoi. You have Shem HaMefuresh and then you have a kinoi. The Tanya, Ish Ki Kalel Ohav Nasacheto. Mata mulomar v'lo kfar nemar v'nokev shem Hashem mos yumas. It says v'nokev shem Hashem mos yumas v'isha nemar v'nokev shem Hashem mos yumas yachol lo yechayav el al shem hamiyuchad bilvad minayin l'rabos kol hakinuyin tam mulomar ish ki yikalel eloav mikol malkom div Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir is really learning two things, the way we're learning in the Gemara now. He's learning that ish is mikol makom, all people, and he's learning seemingly that it includes Jews as well. So again, we have a pasuk for Jews v'nokev shem Hashem mos yumas. That's Jews, Shem HaMeforash. Now we're saying we have a pasuk Vayitzav Hashem Elokim. That's Ovdei Kochavim, B'nei Noach. We're going to call them B'nei Noach, Shem HaMeforash. Ish Ki Kalel Eloav V'nasacheto. That's Bain B'nei Noach, Bain Jewish people. If they use a kinoi, if they curse a kinoi, they're going to be chayiv as well. That's how Rabbi Meir seems to be learning. That's what it sounds like. V'nasacheto. So we're going to see in a second. There's a machlokes. V'chachamim omrim. Again, Rabbi Meir seems to be saying you're going to be chayav misa even for a kinoi bein ovdei kochavim bein Yisrael. V'chachamim omrim al shem hamiyuchad b'misa v'al hakinuyin be'ashara. For shem hamiyuchad you're going to get misa, and for kinoi you're going to get ashara. What's an ashara? So they explain it means kares. You're going to get kares. And the whole discussion again, does that apply? But seemingly it applies to non-Jew as well. So it comes out again. Ish Ki Kalel adds b'nei Noach and b'nei Yisrael for kinuyim. Rabbanan say it adds them for kinuyim, but for kinuyim they're only going to get kares and not misa. Upliga de Rabbi Meisha, and there's a machlokes with Rabbi Meisha. Rabbi Yitzchak Nafka argues with Rabbi Meisha. Amar Rabbi Meisha ben Noach sheberachas Hashem bekinuyim l'Rabbanan chayiv. He adds that no. He says that you're right. Rabbanan holds that you're chayiv kares if you're b'nei Yisrael, but he argues on the one point and says Rabbanan would agree with Rabbi Meir. They would agree that a b'nei Noach who curses with a kinoi is going to be chayiv misa. My taima to Amar Kra, because it says in the pasuk, the first pasuk, kiger gezrach, kiger kezrach, ger vezrach hu debainan benakvo shem, v'nokev shem Hashem. He's learning over here that v'nokev shem Hashem mosimas, the first pasuk where you die, that's shem hameforash. Therefore, if it's not shem hameforash, what's it going to be? Rabbanan are going to say if it's not shem hameforash, you're not going to get the death penalty. However, it says kager kazrach, only if you're ger kazrach. Aval ovei kochavim mafilu bekinoi, but by ovei kochavim even bekinoi, because again that pasuk of v'nokev shem Hashem is b'mefurash. It says kager kazrach, only kager kazrach will only be chayiv for V'nokev Shem Hashem b'Shem HaMefurash. Therefore, the other pasuk which says Ish Ish Ki Yikalel Elokav V'Nasach Cheto, that's talking about a Ben Noach. Bekinoi, he's still going to get death penalty. However, a Jew, Bekinoi, will not get death penalty. He will only get kares. For Rabbi Meir, so now Rabbi Meir, what does he do with Hai Kiger Kezrach Mayavidle? What does he do? Kiger Kezrach is, again, according to both of them, he holds that even Bnei Yisrael is going to get killed with a kinoi. Ger Vezrach b'skila v'aloli kochavim b'sayif. It's teaching us that a Ger Vezrach is b'skila, bein b'kinoi, bein b'regular, as opposed to an Ovi Kocham who gets sayif. Sagadai dechamina hoel v'yisrabu kamash malan. You might have thought that once it includes the ger, the non-Jew with the Jew, and they're both getting for regular and they're both getting for kinoi, so you're going to expect them to have the same penalty as well. Kamash malanka ger kezrach, it's different penalties. For a Jew, it's a penalty of skila, and for a bnei Noach, it's going to be a penalty of sayif. For Rabbi Yitzchak Nafka, aliba dirabanan, who says what? That you get kares bein bnei Noach bein the Jew, hi kiger kezrach me'avile. What do they do with kiger kezrach if there's no difference? Because they're both getting, again, that was within Rabbi Meir where there was no difference. Now we're asking within the Rabbanan, within Rabbi Yitzchak Nafka, where there's no difference, where neither one of them gets misa, they both get kares. What do you do? Ger ve'ezrach diba'in shem b'shem. Ger ve'ezrach means that only a Jew needs shem b'shem. Aval ovi kochavim lo ba'in shem b'shem. He's going to get punished for a kinoi, not misa, but he's going to get punished for a kinoi even without shem b'shem. That means that the ger gezrach is teaching that this pasuk of ishish ki kalel, when we talk about a kinoi, so lamaisa, they're going to be punished. But seemingly the ger gezrach is telling us even by the shem hamaforash. It sounds like what the Gemara is saying at this point is ger gezrach, according to this opinion, is teaching that bein b'shem hamaforash, bein bekinoi, it's going to be the same punishment within Rabbanan. You just have to write out a chart. But at the end of the day, the difference is that for a Jew it needs to be shem b'shem, and for a non-Jew, bein bekinoi, bein b'shem hamaforash, even if it's not shem b'shem, you're still going to get punished. What's the punishment going to be? Well, it depends. According to this opinion, b'shem hamaforash, it'll be misa, and for a kinoi, it'll be the equivalent of kares. Zak the Gemara, no, the misa is the sayif, but it'll be the equivalent of the kares. Zak the Gemara, ish lamali. According to Rabbanan, what do you need ish for? Zak the Gemara, dibra Torah kalashon b'nei adam. If in fact you're making a difference between, if you say, which according to whoever you say, that there's a difference between the Ovdei Kochavim and the Jew, so then what do you need ish for? Ish seems to be saying Mikol Makam, everybody together. Then it's just Dibra Torah Kalashon B'nei Adam. According to those opinions, it just mentioned the way that people talk. Man, what's going on? Zag the Gemara, Tana Rabbanan, Sheva Mitzvahs, that's a discussion of Kinoi and Shem HaMeforash, cursing God. Tana Rabbanan, now we're going to talk a little bit about the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach. Tana Rabbanan, Sheva Mitzvos, Nitztavu B'nei Noach. Who knows them? I'm not going to test anybody, but if you ever want to remember, it's Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalid, and then the big three. Those are if you ever want to remember. Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalid, and the big three. Ever Menachai, Birchas Hashem, Gezel, Dinin, avodah-zarah, Shvichus Damim, and Gilei Arayos. That's how you remember. Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalid, and the big three. Sheva Mitzvos, Nitztavu B'nei Noach. Dinin is the Dalid, Birchas Hashem, avodah-zarah, Gilei Arayos, Shvichus Damim, Gezel, and Ever Menachai. Never say you didn't learn anything from me. Okay, Zag the Gemara. Rabbi Chananya ben Gamla Yimer, he adds Af al Hadam min Achai. Also Dam min Achai. If you take blood from a live animal, you're also Chayiv. Rabbi Chidka Omer, which would seem that Dam from a mace, according to this, would not be a problem for Ben Noach. Rabbi Chidka Omer Af al Hasirus, sterilization. Rabbi Shimon Omer Af al Akishuv, magic. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Kol Amor b'Parshas Kishuv ben Noach Mozarav. It's not just Kishuv, not just sorcery. It's really Kishuv is sorcery. It's everything it says in the pasuk. Lo yimatzei b'cha. This is by Bnei Yisrael, but now we're saying it applies to Bnei Noach as well, according to this. Lo yimatzei b'cha ma'avir beno bito ba'esh. That's Molech. Kosem kisamim, using sticks to make decisions. Ma'onein is like an illusionist, sleight of hand. Menachesh makes decisions based on omens. Mechashef is a sorcerer. Chober chaver is not exactly what that means, but it says to gather animals. Shoel ov, to raise the spirit of the dead. The Yidoni, and does something with animals in their mouth in order to go ahead and be able to raise their own spirit. V'doresh el hamesim, to go ahead and get those who are sleeping in the cemetery, all of which sound pretty cool. Don't do any of them. Don't do any of them. They do sound interesting, but you can't do any of them. And because of any of these toevos, Hashem lokech is morish otam mipanecha. And again, that's talking by Bnei Yisrael, and we're extending it out to say that by Bnei Noach as well. Below anash elim kin hizir. You can't be anash elim kin hizir. So this is the Asara for Bnei Yisrael, and it's a Hizir for Bnei Noach as well.
Need Asara? I thought it was only for a year. The Goyim don't need Asara.
The Goyim were chased out of Eretz Yisrael for doing these things, so why did they chase them out? Why were they punished? So much that they were required not to do them, otherwise why would Hashem...
We're saying, V'lo anash elim ken Hizir, lo yimatzei b'char, right, you Bnei Yisrael should not do what they did.
Right, so
right.
It must be mashma
that if they're going to be punished, right.
do them if they were punished and they
right.
were chased out.
Right. But it is interesting, he's pointing out, because lo anash elim ken Hizir, it doesn't sound like they really need to have an Ashara.
Right.
That's just interesting. That's what the Gemara, that would be my only problem.
Idolatry, then?
Zog the Gemara, Rabbi Elazar Omer, what did you say?
Is it part of idolatry?
Again, it's seemingly not. Seemingly not. We had this the other day also, where we saw that being Mavir Beno Bito Lamolach was in the list of Niskalin. It said avodah-zarah, if you remember in the Mishnah, and then it said Mavir Beno Bito, and we mentioned that it sounds like it's dafka not considered to be in the same category as avodah-zarah. Rabbi Lazar Omer Afal Aklaim, they're also Aklaim. Mutar Benin Boch Lil Bosh Klaim. Now they're not chayav for shatness, V'lizro Aklaim, and to plant Klaim. V'nasurin Ela B'harvas Behema. They can't go ahead and mix behemoths over our kavas ilan. They can't graft trees. Minan imili. What's the source of the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach? Amar Rabbi Yochanan de Amar Kra Vayitzav Hashem Lakim Al Adam Lemor Mikol Eitz Hagan Achol Tochel Vayitzav Elu Hadinin. V'cheinu Omer. How do you see that the word Vayitzav is a dinin? Ki Yidativ L'man Asher Yitzaveh Espanav V'go. So Vayitzav is dinin. Hashem Zubirchas Hashem. V'cheinu Omer V'nokev Shem Hashem Mos Yumas. Elohim zo avodas kachavim. V'cheinu omer lo yelecha Elohim achirim. Al hadam, where it says al hadam zo shvichus damim. V'cheinu omer shofech dam ha'adam. Leimor zo gili arayos. Fascinating. V'cheinu or leimor heini shalach ishes ishto v'holcha meito v'haisa lishacher. Mikol eitz hagan you could eat v'lo gazel. You can't steal. Achol tochel you can eat this v'lo ever minachai and not ever minachai. So one pasuk in Bereshis teaches us all of the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach. Kiasa Rav Yitzchak Tani Yivcha. When Rav Yitzchak went ahead and he taught opposite. Vayitzav zu avodas kochavim. Elohim zo dinin. Bishlam Elohim zo dinin dichsiv v'nikra balabais el Elohim. So it's clear that Elohim is dinim because you see that the balabais came el Elohim for a din. El vayitzav zu avodah-zarah my mashma. Vayitzav being avodah-zarah, where do you see this? Rav Chisda v'Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi. Rav Chisda and Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi say, Chad amar suru maher min haderech asher tzivisim asu lahem egel masecha. V'chad amar, and the other one says, Ashok Ephraim ritzotz mishpat ki hoel holech halach acharei tzav. So you see over here again that there's two different words where it says tzav and it's talking about avodah-zarah. My benayu, what's the difference if you learn it from Vayitzav or you learn it from Elohim? Says the Gemara, Ika benayu akum she'asa avodah-zarah. Sorry, what's the difference between whether you learn Saru Maher Min HaDerech or you learn from Ashok Ephraim? It says, Gemara, Ika benayu akum she'asa avodah-zarah v'lo ishtachavela. The one who made avodah-zarah and didn't bow to it. Lemandi Amar, where it says that what? Asu lahem. So asu mishas asiyas mechayev. That sounds like an akum is chayev from the time that he makes the avodah-zarah. Leman de oriel, the one who says you learn it from ki hoel halach ad azil basro palachla. You only chayev until you worship it. So the nafkamin between these two opinions is whether a ove avodah-zarah, whether a bnei Noach will be chayev just for making the avodah-zarah or for worshiping. Is it possible to say that if they just make it and they don't bow to it, they're chayev? When we're talking about an akum serving avodah-zarah, devarim shebeis-din shel Yisrael, ma'misin alein ben Noach muzar alein. Anything that a Jewish court would execute for ben Noach is muzar alein. Ein beis-din shel Yisrael ma'misin alein. Ein ben Noach muzar alein. Anything that a Jewish court will not kill a Jew for, a ben Noach is allowed to do. Zok the Gemara, what is this to exclude? Is this not to exclude if they make avodah-zarah and they don't bow to it, that lamaisa, since a Jew will not be chayiv misa for it, a non-Jew will not go ahead and die for it either. Says Gemara, Mar Papa Lo, no, it doesn't exclude that. And in a chanami, what does that mean now? Does that mean that a Jew who makes it, so lamaisa, they're going to get killed for it? Or does it just mean that it's just not excluded, and therefore, if a non-Jew goes ahead and doesn't bow to it and just makes it, he's going to get killed? That's not clear. But the Gemara says that that's not what this is excluding. Either way, that's not on the table right now. It's excluding something else, and therefore, at least from this pasuk, from this thing, we can't exclude anything about a Jew, a non-Jew going ahead and just making it. It's possible to suggest that a non-Jew who makes it will actually get killed just for making it. Because what is this excluding over here? That only something that a Jew gets killed for, a non-Jew cannot do. Amar Papa Lo, Lemaute Gifuf V'nishuk. Talking about embracing and kissing an idol. Gifuf V'nishuk Demai. What is it talking about? Embracing and kissing an idol. Eli Mekadarka Bar Katlahu. If it's talking about a Jew kissing it and embracing it the regular way, they're going to get killed. So obviously they're going to be chayiv. El Lemaute Shelo Kedarka. Rather, to ma'ute shelo kedarka, if they embrace it and they kiss it in a non-kedarka way, in not the way that it's usually served, then l'maisa they will not get killed for it. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be killed for just making it, and therefore that might not be enough gemina between the two opinions. Zog the Gemara, dinin. If you have dinin, b'nei Noach ifkod, are b'nei Noach really commanded that they have to set up courts? V'hatanya, but it says eser mitzvos nistavu Yisrael b'mara. Sheva shekiblu aleim b'nei Noach. There were 10 mitzvahs that they accepted in Mara before Kabbalas Torah. 7 mitzvahs b'nei Noach. V'osifu aleim dinin, v'shabes, v'kibud avaim. And they, in addition to the 7, they gave the Jewish people dinin, Shabbos, and kibud avaim. That implies that one of the 7 was not dinin. Dinin dichsiv sham sam lo choku mishpat. That they gave a choku mishpat there. Shabbos v'kibud avaim dichsiv kasher tzivcha Hashem elokecha. Because we know that by Shabbos and by Kibbud Ava'im, it says, Kasher tzivcha Hashem elokecha. Shamor es yom HaShabbos sekacho, Kasher tzivcha Hashem elokecha, and kabeis v'yicha v'esimecha, Kasher tzivcha Hashem elokecha. So if in fact dinin was included in the list of the 3 additional ones that Bnei Yisrael got, so where do we see, how is it possible that dinin was part of the original 7? Ve'amar Rav Yehuda, Kasher tzivcha means b'mara. They were commanded in Mara. Amar Rav Nachman Amar B'baravua, lo nitzucha ela le'eda ve'edim v'hasra. No, in Achanami, that dinin was already included in the Shev Mitzvah B'nei Noach. What was added? So Kibbud Ava'im was added, Shabbos was added, and certain aspects of dinin were added that only apply to Jews. What are certain aspects that are only applied to Jews? Now you need to have 23 judges for dinei nefashos. That's Eda. Edim, you need to have 2 Edim. Hasra, you need to have Hasra right before the act. But at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily mean. That means that the Bnei Noach were also nitztavet to have dinim, but not necessarily in the same. They don't necessarily need 23. They don't necessarily need 2 Edim, as we know. They don't necessarily need to go ahead and have Hasra right before the thing. Ihachi, if that's so, mai v'hosifu aleihan dinin. What does it mean that they were hosifu aleihan dinin? Again, the Gemara doesn't like this suggestion because it sounds like the fact that it says dinin. So these are not dinin, as Rashi says, Eila mitzvahs dinin. These are like details of dinin. I was okay with that, but the Gemara is not okay with it. Ella marava lo nitzucha ella ledine knasos. They actually added real dinin. Which dinin? Dine knasos. There are no dinim of penalties for Bnei Noach. It's just that they have to set up a system. They have to have judges and courts and everything. Akati ve'osifu bid dinin mibayile. That's fine, but it shouldn't have said that they were hosifu dinin, which sounds like they were hosifu all the dinin. Hosifu bid dinin, they were hosifu in the dinin, they were hosifu some of the dinin. Ella Amar Rav Acha Bar Yaakov lo nitzucha el lahoshiv beis-din b'chol plach uplach uv'chol ir be'ir. Rather, it means that they were actually commanded on dinin. What dinin? Not only to have beis-din, that was included in the Shem Mitzvahs and Noach, but the Jews shoftim v'shodrim titein lecha b'chol sharecha. They were commanded to have dinin in every single plach and plach, every single ear and ear. That Bnei Noach are not commanded on. They could have a Supreme Court. They could have the court of the entire state or the entire country. They don't necessarily need b'chol ear v'ear and b'chol plach v'plach. That's what was added at Mara. How Bnei Noach lo ifkud? Is it true that Bnei Noach were not ifkud to commanded to do this? V'hatani k'shem shenitztavu Yisrael lahoshi b'atei dinim b'chol plach u'plach v'chol ear v'ear. Kach nitztavu Bnei Noach lahoshi b'atei dinim b'chol plach u'plach v'chol ear v'ear. Mefurisha brisa. Ela marava haitana tana debei menashehu. Rather, this must be the Tana de Menashe, the one who holds, again, that there were 7 plus 3, and we're saying we rejected all the possibilities. Therefore, in Echnami, the 7 plus the 3. 3 includes Dinin. So, where was Dinin? So it says it must be this Tana who holds that you're right. Dinin were not part of the original 7. So what was part of the original 7? Tana de Menashe, de mapik dach, he takes out Dinim and Birchas Hashem, and basically throws out our entire first blot on the Gemara, and Ayil Sach, and he includes Sach. What's Sach? The Tana Rab de Menashe, Shev Mitzvahs Nistavu B'nei Noach, avodah-zarah Gilui Shichus Damim, Gezel, we don't pass on this, Ever Menachai, Sirus Uklayim. Like we said on top, he includes 2 of the suggestions on top, that you can't sterilize and you can't do Klayim. Rabbi Yehuda says, Adam Rishon lo nistave el al avodah-zarah bilvad. This is what I mentioned to you before. There's a whole discussion when we said Bnei Noach. What was Bnei Noach? Bnei Noach was either Adam or it was Noach. So says Rabbi Yehuda that Adam Rishon was only commanded on avodah-zarah. Shenemar ve'itzav Hashem Elokim al Adam. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseir Omer Afa Birchas Hashem v'yesh Omrim Af al Hadinim. But it's interesting because that means he wasn't commanded on Shvichus Damim, which is interesting. Look at Tosfos for a second. Lo nistave el avodah-zarah. Mashenesar lo basar ve'etzadas lo kachashu lefi shelo hayad noeg ledoros. The fact that he couldn't eat basar or the etzadas is not included. V'dafka adam arishon kamar. Aval mode Rabbi Yehuda de bnei Noach nitztavu achar hamabul. When he says l'maisa that Adam was only commanded on avodah-zarah, it doesn't mean that only Adam was commanded on avodah-zarah. That means Adam, but that doesn't mean to tell us that Bnei Noach weren't commanded on anything else. He's just saying that amongst the Sheva mitzvahs Bnei Noach, which are going to be Noeg Ledoros, you should know that one of them, avodah-zarah, was commanded to Adam, which then applied to Bnei Noach as well. But don't think that Adam got all of them, and don't think that if Adam got one, then Bnei Noach are only chayer for one. He's just pointing out that this one started earlier. So Bnei Noach had all of them, whatever the 7 are, the way that you learned, but he's just adding that Adam got avodah-zarah. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira says Adam also got Birchas Hashem, and Yesh Omrim say that Adam got Dinim as well. Kaman azva hada amar Yehuda amarav, Elohim ani lo tekaleluni, Elohim ani lo timiruni, Elohim ani yehei mori alechem. Who does it hold like? Who does it go like when it says that Hashem says to Adam Arishon, I am Hashem, don't curse me. I am Hashem, don't exchange me. I am Hashem, you should have fear on me. Well, who's that? That must be only according to the one who holds that what? That he's going to be chaya for Kiman. Who's this like? Ki yesh omrim. It's like the yesh omrim. Because again, he's saying that you cannot have any other Hashems. Dimarbe lekulu. Because again, the yesh omrim includes all of them. This is interesting. So he's learning that afadinin includes all of them. Me'elohim nami nafka. Look at Rashi. Again, let's just see. We have a few extra minutes. So let's just see these Rashis over here. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Adam Arishon L'Tzav El Avodah-zarah Bilvad, Shenemar Vayitzav Hashem Lakim Al Adam, Es Elohuso Tziva Alav Al Adam Shelo Yimiruhu Be'acher. His godliness you should not switch with somebody else. That's avodah-zarah. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira says Af Birchas Hashem Tenafkale Nami Me Elohim Elohuso Tziva Alav Shelo Yikaleluhu. Again, so that's the first one. It's that Lo Tekaleluni. That includes Elohim ani lo tekaluni. Elohim ani lo timiruni. So it sounds like Elohim ani lo timiruni, that's who? That's Rabbi Yehuda. Elohim ani lo tekaluni is Birchas Hashem. That's how we're learning. Af adinin me Elohim nami nafka, Yehei Elohusi alecha lios morai alecha, v'lios morai bilibecha, v'lo more basav adam lahatos mishpat, ki mishpat le'Elohimu, ki demefarish Rav Aziel. When it says Af al adinin, that means that the reason that HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded him even on the dinin is because don't think that the people in the world can make mishpat. You need to go ahead and you have to have my fear, i.e. you need to have the dinim in the world based on the fear of me, not on the fear of other people. Therefore, when it says Kiman Azla Hadam Rabbi Yehuda Marav, that he told him all 3 of them, that's like the Yesh Omrim. Because again, according to Rabbi Yehuda, all he told him was Elohim ani lo timiruni. That's avodah-zarah. According to Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira, he said lo timaruni, and he also said lo tekaleluni. And according to the Yesh Omrim, he didn't only say lo timaruni v'lo tekaleluni, he also said yehei mori aleichem, my fear should be upon you, and therefore you should make dinim, you should make judges, and you should make the court of law based on the fear of me and not on the fear of people. Says the Gemara, Tana de Menashe, idarish vayitzav If you learned Vayitzav, afilu hanachnami. If you're learning Vayitzav, then it should be all of them. Ilo darish Vayitzav, hani minale. If you don't darish Vayitzav, so then where do you know these from? It means either, like, how do you only have one or the other? If you're learning Vayitzav, Hashem Elokim al Adam means that he commanded him, so then it should be all of them. If you're not making a drasha of Vayitzav that he commanded him, so then he should have commanded none of them. Says Gemara, Lo-olam lo darish Vayitzav. You don't go ahead and say that Vayitzav included all of these. So where do you see that he commanded Adam Arishon for these things? Hani kochade v'chade be'ape nafshe ksiva. All of these are individually. And again, it's going to go through all of them. We're talking about all 7 of them. If we're talking about where did he command Adam for all 7, so it says it's not all of them from Vayitzav. Rather, they're all individually. Avodah-zarah v'gilei arayos dichsev atishachet haaretz lifnei Elohim. That the world came and was destroyed before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'tana de'bei Bishmal b'chol makom shenemar hashchata eino el adavar erva v'avodas kochavim. It says that tishachet haaretz lifnei Elohim. And that means hashchata is erva and avodas kochavim. Davar erva shenemar ki shchit kol basar estar kol aretz. Avodas kochavim dichsev pen tashchitun va'asisim. The idach, and the other says, Orchayu dika megale. Okay, again, it's going to get into the whole discussion here of avodah-zarah, shvichas damim, gilaratz, and go through all of them and how he knows that Adam Arishon was commanded in all of them. Have a wonderful